Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Intuitive Energy Forecast for May 24th, 2022. I'm Arlene Grace, an intuitive energy coach, master numerologist, and channel. So as I feel into the energy of today, it feels quite emotional, right? And it's this energy of, round and round we go, where you stop, nobody knows, and yet you do. And we have the energies of the Eight of Clubs and the Eight today. And so imagine the eight, flipped on its side, it's always moving. There's always an opportunity to flow. There's always this beautiful momentum, this acceleration. It can go faster, it can go slow. And we are in this energy of where are we moving our energy? Where are we flowing our energy? Are we actually in our power? Are we in this place where we are in mind and heart coherent, right? Are we loving our thoughts? Are we loving what it is that we want to experience in life? And there's this beautiful opportunity to see where you may be getting carried away in your own power patterns. And as I was sitting with this, it really took me into the story of my life. And you may or may not know, but way back in the past, I had an eating disorder. I was bulimic, I was anorexic, I worked out twice a day, supplements, protein shakes, eating clean, all of those things, all together and meshed together. And I remember, I have a huge, massive family, and we would have these extraordinary gatherings. And of course, I had family members that would, in this small home that we had, and not so small, but we had, well over, at sometimes, 70 people in a house, right? And we would gather together to eat and celebrate, and birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all of those things. And we would have family members that would, sit in all of these places in clumps. And of course, we had family members that would sit by the food, and it would be, buffet style. And so I remember you like walking to get your plate of food, you would always be judged. People be watching what you're putting on your plate, how much you're putting on your plate. They would make, they would cast judgment on your body. Of course, during that time, we were growing up, we were going through puberty, our bodies were changing. And so those were really being like mirrored back. Oh my God, you're growing boobs. Oh my God, you've gained weight. Oh my God, look at your acne. All of these things that were just being expressed. And so I want to say that perhaps everyone has had these kinds of experiences where, going through these awkward times, you are really being told what you look like. And if you are feeling very uncomfortable, if you are not comfortable in your own body, that can really inspire some actions, some behaviors, some decisions, some responses. And in that, being told what I looked like, it really played with my mind. And that's the energy of today. You can really move forward in playing with these ideas and these beliefs with your mind, right? Building momentum in a focus of what everyone else thought about me, what everyone else was seeing in me, what everyone else was, emotionally moving in my direction. And I took all of that to be true, right? And so today's energy is this beautiful opportunity to see what are your mental thoughts and what are your emotions. So in that, I really felt, ashamed of myself. I felt bad about myself. I felt unworthy. I felt unloved. I felt all of those things. And the thought was, well, I'm going to show you that I can be what you want me to be. And with all of that emotion, my inspired action was to have this eating disorder and to behave in this way where at cause, I was feeling unworthy, unloved, I was feeling hurt, I was feeling betrayed, I was feeling separated, I was feeling abandoned, I was feeling all of those things, right? And that was my inspired action. These thoughts of, oh my God, I really don't want them to judge me. I don't want them to see me. I don't want them to do all of these things, got to watch what I'm eating, not having the determination to do it based on, me and what I actually wanted to look like. I wanted to look good for them. I wanted to look healthy for them. I wanted to, look lovable, worthy, valuable to them, not to me, which then inspired years of, these behaviors, which continued to build in momentum. It began with once just doing one thing, and then twice, and then again and again, and then suddenly learning how to work out, going to the gym, working out twice a day, learning about supplements, taking the supplements, overtaking the supplements, going, eating clean while taking the supplements, while doing the other things. And it just built and built and built and built. And I got the body that I wanted. In fact, it went a little extreme, right, for me. And then others started judging. You're too muscular. Your arms are too big. Your back is too wide. You're starting to look like a man. You're doing this. And so those things did not stop. Because at the core of it, all of it was based on not feeling worthy, going outside of myself in order to receive that reflection, that mirror, the judgments. I wanted their judgments to be pleasant. But I built that momentum where it didn't really matter. I was never going to get what I wanted because I was always going to be going outside of me. And so the shift in that was, discovering me, was in discovering, oh, this is actually hurting me. Oh my goodness, this is actually hurting my teeth. This is hurting my digestion. This is hurting my body. This is painful. This is suffering. I'm betraying myself. I'm hurting myself. I'm sabotaging myself. And in that discovery and in that seeing that pattern, I was able to make a new decision. And that new decision was based in loving me. What would be loving for me? What would be loving for my body? What would be healthy? What would be vitality in my body? And those things started to shift within me. And so there's this beautiful opportunity today to notice those things, to notice your triggers. And in noticing a trigger and noticing an emotion, stopping, okay, what emotion am I feeling? Am I willing to shift that emotion into something else? And shifting that emotion into something else, meaning, am I willing to choose peace? Am I willing to choose to feel love in my body instead? And to bring your body back into feeling safe. And when I say safe, in all of that time, in all of those triggers, those judgments, all of that, my brain shrank because I went into fight or flight. When you're feeling lower emotions, and we'll just use anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, shame, all of those things. When you're feeling those emotions, your brainstem activates and it shrinks because you move into fight or flight. And this is the oldest part of the brain, right? Just simply the oldest part of the brain that has evolved and not evolved with us. Our brain has evolved, but that part of our brain, that brainstem, is still with us, which means that every time we are triggered, every time we are feeling emotion, fear, anxiety, anger, all of those things, the brain, that activates and the brain actually shrinks, which means our mental capacity is not so fantastic because we're only using that part of the brain to make our decisions. So our body now goes into fight or flight. Our body now moves in with hormones rushing from the brainstem all through the body at 286 miles per hour, which creates dis-ease, which creates weight gain, which creates pain in the body, right? I can feel things rising up. And so today, excuse me, is a beautiful opportunity to notice that. Because when the brain starts to shut down, the body starts to shut down. Our energy in our morphogenic field, which goes out 27 feet, starts to close up. And we start to channel, we start to bring in thoughts that continue to precipitate that idea of not being good enough, or not being lovable, or being abandoned, or being separated, or wanting a better body, but being in fight or flight. Now you are acting on behalf of that. That is the cause, that is the root, that is the thinking pattern, that is what's happening in the body, and that is the emotional pattern that's happening in the body. And so let's just pull back. Let's bring this into simplicity. What do you want? Like, what do you truly want to experience in your life? Do you want to experience vitality? Do you want to experience a deeper relationship with your lover? Do you want to discover a lover, find a lover, be with a lover? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have children? What is it that you want? And in that focusing, in that energy of what it is that you want, that thought, I want to experience wealth. I want to play with money. What does that feel like here? And are you willing to bring that thought in alignment with your heart, with what you're feeling? And move that into momentum, move that out into the world, so that you are now creating a pattern, not a pattern of, spinning down, but a pattern, creating a pattern today in alignment, in your power. Meaning energy is flowing in the direction through your body, where you are now moving in the direction. You will now be inspired to take actions of, oh, I want to experience wealth, and it feels fun, and it feels curious, and it feels playful. And this feeling is now inspiring me to take an action. That action may be, I'm going to go take a walk. I'm going to go, I'm going to go sit by the water. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to become a steward of my money. I'm actually going to take a look at my bank account. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And that will begin a pattern, a new pattern. It's shifting the brain. The brain is this beautiful tool that helps us to see the patterns in our life. It's also this beautiful tool that helps us to create patterns in our life. And so today, as the past triggers you, there's this beautiful opportunity to shift and to create a new pattern in the direction of what you want. And it may be just that, thought, emotion with what you want. And just feeling that in your body and allowing the body to acclimate to what that feels like. Right? And so I'm going to invite you to take a thought. What is it that you want to experience? What do you think it's going to feel like? What does it feel like? What would it feel like to have that experience in your life? Imagine it just happened now. And I know that for some, this may sound too simple, but what if it was? And as you're feeling that thought in your heart, allow that to move through your body and ask that feeling, okay, what's my inspired action? And allow that to rise up. Trust what rises up and act on behalf of it today. Let the old patterns fall away. Beautiful. Questions, comments, please feel free to share. It's 10:10. I love it. And I will be happy to respond. Wishing you all the most amazing day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.